They'll handle it. Sorry, we've got sidetracked here. My point is, I was talking to Pat Nevin about all this.
Get him back on.
Yeah. Pat's going to be back on Landlocked to give the updated take on all of this. I hadn't seen the Lindelof news, by the way. That's amazing. That's amazing. And now you're just after telling me, you're just after breaking it to me, that Lionel Messi,
has a fax machine,
has requested to leave Barcelona. This is legit. This is real.
Yeah, via fax, Joe. I think that's the important underlined fact here. Via fax. Jesus. In the year of our Lord, 2020, Lionel Messi, possibly the greatest footballer of all time, is scribbling onto a page, shoving it into a machine and selling it via fax to Barcelona's HQ.
They say it comes in threes. This is incredible. Will, Lionel Messi has formally requested to leave Barcelona. Do we think this is Messi leveraging his influence at Barcelona and he's now going to have them running to him and saying, Lionel, what do you want us to do? Name it and we'll do it. Or do you think this is legit and Messi wants to bow out following 8-2 in front of no fans? That is his sign-off from Barcelona. This is extraordinary news.
Yeah, look, I think it's probably the end of the road, to be honest, Joe. I think he's got to that point. He's leveraged them so many times before. He signed 9 different contract extensions across the 17 seasons. So Messi knows how to get a new deal out of Barcelona. And his last one now becomes particularly interesting because there's a clause in there which either, in his eyes, allows him to walk away for free at the end of each year of the rolling contract, or Barcelona's solicitor has pulled off an absolute masterstroke and the pandemic has come in to help him too. And there's actually a date of somewhere in June, I think it's June the 30th, which might mean that they get away with this. But again, if a player is agitating to leave, and in the case of Messi, where he's so determined to leave the club, do you really want a Lionel Messi on your hands where the only way he can leave is if someone pays €700 million? Do you want to keep him that badly that if he's faxed to say that he wants to walk away from the club that you're going to keep him? I mean, he seems to be pretty uninspired by what Ronald Koeman said to him last week. It was widespread reported in the Spanish press last Thursday and Friday that Koeman rang Messi and had a conversation, and Messi said he was still determined to leave the club after everything that's happened this season. And you can't really blame him with the cycle of the club probably since Neymar left in 2017, that Messi would want to make the most of the last maybe 2 or 3 years of his peak that he has left. Then add to that Ronald Koeman rang his best mate in the squad, Luis Suarez, yesterday and told Suarez to go find another club and that they'll rip up his contract if he wants to move. Again, Arturo Vidal, a player that Messi's been quite close to, has been told to go and look for another club. So it's very clear that Ronald Koeman is taking this in a different direction. I'm sure what Barcelona were hoping for, though, Joe, is if he was going to leave, that they could negotiate a fee, even if it wasn't his buyout of 700 million. If they could have got 200 or 300 million, that money could have probably been used badly by the Barcelona board, but at least used to try and pay some of their wages for next season and to try and get some transfers in. If Messi walks away for free after they've been paying him €54 million for the last couple of seasons, it's an absolute disaster for them.
I just can't.
It's a very difficult one to take.
Messi, not at Barcelona.
I know it's a very difficult one to take, but on the other side of that, when you're Ronald Koeman, setting aside the fact, and I know it's a very huge thing to set aside, what other team would be happy to build around a 33-year-old?
Yeah, I guess if
you're going in as a new manager.
If you're Koeman, though, you might say realistically, I'm going to be sacked before Messi's 35. So why don't I just try and inspire Messi for the next 2 years and to get him to do great things? I suspect Koeman was genuine when he sat down with Messi and said, I want to keep you. I think if you've enough legs around Messi, then for the next 2-3 years, he can still be absolutely sensational. I would think Koeman wanted to keep Messi. If Koeman was given the job for 10 years guaranteed, then I suspect he might have been more inclined to regenerate and suck it up for a year or two and let Messi go and get players in and try and build towards something. But I think if you're Koeman, this is short term. Xavi's going to take your job any moment, effectively. So I would say him losing Messi and Suarez, he's starting from rock bottom now.
Yeah, and like Koeman knows, no matter what happens, he's already been told by one of the presidential candidates in Font that if Font gets elected ahead of Bartomeu next year at their delayed elections when they take place in April of next year, he's gone. He's going to put Xavi in place even if Koeman wins the treble. And when you look at that Barcelona squad and you look at the lack of money that they have to actually reinvest, in all likelihood, they're looking to try and get people off the payroll currently. They're paying an obscene amount of money. I think it's nearly around 400 million in wages across the club currently. Yeah. Like, if they don't get that figure down dramatically, they're not going to be able to buy anyone. And even though Messi will free up 50 odd million, which they'd be able to spend elsewhere, their track record of the current Barcelona board to reinvest the money has been atrocious. They've spent the Neymar money terribly. We saw in that semi-final, the 3 players who were bought with the Neymar money all sat on the bench during it. So I think unless Koeman is willing to actually take the risk that Bartomeu stays as president next year. He's not going to be around long enough for the rebuild. And so from that point of view, I can understand totally why Lionel Messi would be agitating for a move away, whether that's to go to PSG for a couple of seasons or Man City. I'd imagine they're the only two likely locations for him.
Okay.
Middle East.
Oh, that'd be terrible. Oof. So to recap, if you're just tuning in, there's a lot going on this evening. Harry Maguire has been found guilty of aggravated assault, resisting arrest and repeated attempts of bribery. He's been given a 21-month suspended sentence, so he does avoid jail, and he has promptly said that he's appealing that. We have Lionel Messi formally requesting to leave Barcelona this evening, and Victor Lindelof saved a woman's handbag.